Dalton 35, Southeast 0. The Cats are now 4-0 and 1-0 in region competition. This is Irwin Mitchell, and I welcome you to another edition of the Bill Chappell Show. Coach Chappell will be here in just a moment after these messages and tell you about the win over Southeast and talk about the upcoming Murray County game.
They say all interior design stands on carpeting. When you walk into a room and look down on a wear-dated carpet, that room starts looking up. Wear-dated carpet. If we're not standing behind it, you shouldn't be standing on it.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Patrick Mead with Hardwick Bank. You know, we've been partners with the Dalton business community for over 120 years. We've helped in the shaping of the carpet industry through an aggressive, hard work philosophy to maximize your business success. We offer a wide array of commercial loan, and we specialize in SBA 504 lending for a new construction or new equipment purchase. Hardwick also offers an innovative accounts receivables financing package that can help you by decreasing your interest expense and fee exposure. By utilizing state-of-the-art technology, we can give you quick, accurate service. And remember, as a local hometown bank, all of the credit and business decisions regarding your company are made right here. Let Hardwick Bank work hard for you. After all, Hardwick Bank means business.
Hardwick Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, an equal housing lender, 278-3030. Shaw Industries is proud to be a sponsor of the Bill Chappell Show exclusively on your official hometown TV station, Falcon Cable TV 6.
All right, Coach. First region win, and to me it looked like a real consistent, steady performance. Not so many big plays as you had the week before, but good, solid drives. Good all-around performance defensively as well.
Irwin, it was a beautiful night for football, and the weather was just about right. And you're right, we did make some good offensive drives, and we needed to do that because we've been scoring from way out. And I really was curious to see if we could take it and sustain the ball and take it down the field and drive it and score. I was awfully disappointed and that we didn't score the first time we got down there, but then you got to give Southeast credit too. They did an outstanding job of stopping us. I thought that we were not quite that consistent as you seem to say, but I saw some inconsistencies, but I'm looking at it different from what other people are looking at it. I'm looking at it to try to get the kids as close to perfection as we possibly can. I realize that we're not going to ever be perfect, but there's no reason that we can't strive for it. And every time we go out there on Friday, I feel like that's test night. Friday night is test night. And like I've said numerous times, when you go to work in your adult life, it's test day every day. You got to do your very best, and we expect that on Friday night out of our kids. I thought they played a good football game. I thought our kids are still playing with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of desire, and even though we make mistakes, we come right back and make a big play and make up for it, particularly the other night on defense. We bent, even though they didn't come close to scoring, but we bent a few times there on defense, but then we turned right around and threw them for a big loss, and so I felt like overall that we certainly did a good job. I want to commend Ronnie McClurg and Jim Bennett and Bill McManus for the job that they've done in rebuilding our defense this year, because we started off with only 2 starters there, and they've done a heck of a job. Those 3 men have, and of course Coach McClurg is the defensive coordinator, and Coach Bennett coaches the secondary, and Bill McManus coaches the defensive line. And then of course offensively, Coach Cady, we thought that we'd have the strongest point on the team this year when we first started would be the offensive line and our kicking. And the kicking now has come around. It gets coming around good. And so is the offensive line. So the 2 strong points are where I thought they would be now. Jay Dukes did an outstanding job the other night of kicking. They didn't get the return, but maybe 1 kickoff, did they?
That's right.
Most of them were in the end zone, which is tremendous, and then he did a great job on his extra points, but now we didn't have any punts, so I can't grade him on that. And Coach Evans has he had the same backs back from last year. He had Benji and Jeff Green and Ty Macon, and they've come on and matured and doing a great job. And then Coach Richard Garrett has developed some receivers for us in Minningham and Fordham, and we used Bethel. We used Charlie at both tight end now as well as a flanker. And we're working Hammontree as a receiver, and Finley. We got Finley coming in now. We don't hesitate to play him. So our receivers have developed. So maybe now we're all right.
Then you're spreading them around too.
Right.
All these
Right.
boys are getting a chance to catch the ball.
That's right. And I hope he spreads it even more. By that I mean I hope he hits the man that's open. Don't predetermine and don't make your mind up for that ball snap, but hit the one that's open. All in all, I feel like that right now we have improved each week, and Southeast was a sound football team. They just having to play too many boys both ways, but they played hard all night, and I know Coach Hargis is proud of them.
Well, you know, we've seen the Spence boy for a lot of years, and I guess that's the last of the Spence boys for a while.
I hope so.
And they've been good, and this Johnson boy is a good back. And
well, they played tough. The Johnson boy is a good fullback, and he played good at linebacker too. So he's the one that made the play on us on the first drive that we went down there, and he hit Ty in the backfield and caused him not to get to the end zone. And a great play on his part.
And you mentioned the offensive line, and the notice that Matt Eichholz got in for a few plays Friday night. How did that go?
Matt did well. I was checking with him on the sideline and asking him how it felt and everything. He feels great, and his timing was better than I thought it would be when I checked the film, and his conditioning is better than I thought it would be. So Matt's ready, I think, now to start playing more and more, and we're certainly glad to have him back.
Well, that's good. That's good. And the defense, the pass rush was good Friday night.
Did a good job.
Craig Cady, I believe, and Darby McCamey, and some others are all putting some pressure on him.
And Robbie Robinson did a good job playing defensive end for us on the pass rush the other night too. And I was well pleased. We gave up some runs there, but nothing real big. But then we turned right around and threw them for a loss. So it balanced out.
Tolly Campbell looked like he had some speed catching that touchdown pass.
Well, I was glad to see that happen to Tolly. Tolly at camp was having a great camp, and he actually hadn't graded out that high in the 3 games up to this point. But I think we're going to see that Tolly had an outstanding ball game, and that's great. I don't know what's been bothering Tolly, but something's been on his mind other than football. And I'm glad to see him have a good ball game, and I'm certainly glad to see him catch that ball and score with it, because he hadn't caught many this year either.
All right, you ready for him to do that then the rest of the season?
Sure am.
Now he's got his mind on his work. All right.
You know, we didn't start Tolly. We started Bethel at tight end, and that was a wake-up call. Bethel woke him up by letting him see that somebody can replace you, and Tolly accepted the challenge, and I think it did the job.
All right, that's good, Coach. All right, now we'll go to messages, and later on in the program we'll come back and talk about Murray County at Harmon Field Friday night.
All across America, people are working to build their dreams, their futures. Your independent insurance agent understands the need to protect those hopes and dreams. We help protect millions of homes, autos, and lives, and more businesses and employees than anyone else. To protect your hopes and dreams, see your independent insurance agent. It pays to make the independent choice.
It pays to see Pruden and Brooks. Call 278-1149.
The Green Spot at 309 West Emory Street has been your grocery shopping choice in the same location for 34 years. The meat department at the Green Spot has the freshest meats hand-cut daily and never prepackaged. The produce department at the Green Spot is second to none for freshness and service. The Green Spot specializes in personal service and customer satisfaction. Your complete one-stop grocery store is the Green Spot on West Emory Street, open 6 days a week.
Here's a carpet sale underfoot with savings so big you'll want to kick up your heels. But don't worry, partner. The carpet is made with Anzo Crush Resistor Nylon, the fashionable fiber for your walk of life. And hers, too. Anzo Crush Resistor, the most fashionable fiber underfoot.
Carpets of Dalton. For the best prices on the biggest selection of floor coverings, exit 135, under the big sign in Dalton, Georgia.
All right, now let's move on to the scouting report for the Murray County game. And also let's talk about last week's junior varsity victory over Cedartown. And tonight we have Coach Brian Edwards, who works with the defense with Coach McClurd. And Brian, I believe you deal with the linebackers and the ends.
Yes, sir. I coached defensive ends and linebackers with Coach McClurg. And the Cedartown game, JV game last week, we won 48 to 26. And at halftime, we hoped we had command of the game, but if we would have stayed the way we were with just a 30-point at halftime break, we would have been in trouble. We had to really look forward and get into the game. I think our players were a little lackadaisical to begin with, but we talked about some things at halftime, got them going mentally, and we went out very hungry for the second half and came away with a 48-26 victory.
Yeah, well, Coach Chappell told me today that he's very pleased with the attitude of these young players, and they're giving real effort every Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Game.
They're doing a fine job. We just every now and then we have to shake them up mentally, but they do a fine job.
You've done enough because you're undefeated so far this year.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. Now let's move to the other undefeated team, and that's the varsity. We want your scouting report to keep them undefeated after Friday night now, Brian, so tell us about Murray County.
Well, Murray County, they're a very quick team, a very good team. They're very solid. I know the score this past Friday night is a little misleading, even though Lovett beat them. Lovett is a much improved team from what we saw when we played them. And probably Murray County wasn't looking to the Lovett game. They were probably looking ahead to us. They had homecoming that night, so you had the homecoming festivities. They were looking probably to play Dalton, and they just overlooked Lovett. And of course, with a great back like George Lombard, you don't overlook him. And Lovett just came to play, and Murray County really didn't, I don't believe. And I'm sure it'll be quite different this Friday night. You'll see a more in tune, a more mentally prepared and mentally ready Murray County team this Friday night.
But Murray would be about the quickest team we've played this year.
Probably so. All around, they have very good speed. Their quarterback, number 12, Jason Boyd, he's very quick, very fast. He does a great job reading the veer. Their tailback, number 25, Glenn Owenby, he's very quick, very fast. He does a great job running the ball.
He had almost 150 yards Friday night.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's quite their workhorse. He does a great job for them. As far as their offensive formations, they run basically a pro I, but you will see them in a two tight end situation. They will go unbalanced with a tight end split end on the same side. They like to run. The counter option is probably their best play for them. As far as passing goes, they like to run a hitch pattern with a split man. They also like to run the slant, and they do a good job of that. They didn't do quite the job they needed to have done Friday night, but they do an adequate job, and they'll keep us on our toes.
Well, Coach Napier will have them working this week.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sure they'll be in fine shape and ready to go for us. They are a great football team, and it's going to be a challenge, and I'm sure we'll be up for the challenge. Our kids are looking forward to it, and I'm sure they're ready for a big week of practice, and we'll be ready to go.
By far be the biggest crowd of the season, and people will come early and with a lot of enthusiasm. So get our men ready, Coach, and good luck
sure
Friday
will.
night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
That's Mommy's little sweetheart.
Now there's a new Stainmaster carpet that handles foot traffic like never before. New Stainmaster
Rainmaster Extra Life. Only from DuPont.
Hub's Hardware and Garden Center is your complete hardware and home improvement center. The greenhouses at Hub's have your favorite fall and winter plants, including mums. Hub's Hardware and Garden Center has fountains, trees and shrubs, pine straw, seeds and fertilizer, birdhouses and feeders. Hub's has a complete line of mowers, Snapper, Toro, Echo, parts and service for all equipment sold. Hub's has gas logs, fireplace inserts, and all accessories for the fireplace. Hub's Hardware and Garden Center has daily delivery service and is open 7 days a week at the corner of Walnut Avenue and Doug Gap Road.
Kevin Henry, honor student, athlete, and survivor. He shouldn't have even lived through the car accident, and for 40 days, he lay in a coma, his lungs damaged, and his legs burned and broken. But even before Kevin came to, his family knew that in time and with therapy, Kevin would recover. Thanks to the most complete range of hospital services in North Georgia at Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Now Kevin's back on the move from an accident he barely survived.
Now, I have a chance tonight to talk to two of the reasons that this Catamount team is undefeated. And they are true leaders of the Catamount team, and they've been selected by their peers as the permanent captains. On the left, I'll introduce Jeff Green, who is a dynamite fullback, and center on the right, Clint Bagley. Congratulations, fellas, on another fine game Friday night.
Thank you.
Clint, you're coming off an injury. Are you healthy now?
Yes, sir. I'm fine.
Well, that
doesn't bother me at all.
That was a speedy recovery. You weren't expected to come back as quickly as you did.
No, sir.
Well, the fact that you have recovered shows in your play, and you agree with that, don't you, Jeff?
Yes, sir. We really need a leader out there on the offensive line, and Clint's the guy to get that job done.
All right. Did he get out of your way, or did you have to run up his back a time or two?
No, I didn't have to run up his back any Friday night. I think he was doing a good job blocking.
All right. You found some daylight there Friday night.
Yeah, there was plenty of daylight. The whole line blocked well.
All right. Well, that's, I think we had almost 200 yards rushing Friday night, and you had a lot of that, Jeff. I think you averaged more than eight yards a carry. So the line was doing a good job, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Matt Eichholz, who has played with you before, played a few plays Friday night,
yes,
and I'm sure he came through that healthy. I'm glad you see Matt getting back into playing condition. All right. Now, Southeast was not without some talent, was it, fellas?
No, sir. They had some good athletes. They really did.
Well, tell us about the game, Clint. How did it go, and how did it differ from what has happened the rest of the earlier games in the season?
Well, Southeast really tried to play the veer straight up, and they didn't try to just take away the pitch. And we got a lot of good yards on the inside with Jeff. Our blocking was a lot better than it has been. We ran the ball a lot more consistently.
So they seemed to take away a lot of the big plays, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Another thing is Southeast, one of those teams that's just going to play hard the whole game. They don't get behind and give up. They're going to play hard every down, and that's more characteristic of a region game, I believe.
That's right. And then, too, I think they've got a new coach that sort of instills that into his team, like Coach Chappell and your other coaches do. You play every play as hard as you can.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that was a good one Friday night, first region victory. You're undefeated to this point, but Murray County comes up Friday night. Clint, how do you feel about this challenge?
I'm ready for it. I've been ready for it for a while.
You remember last year, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember last year, Jeff?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Well, get out there and work hard this week and get everybody in the attitude. You don't think for 1 minute that what happened at the Lovett game is the real Murray County, do you?
No, sir.
All right.
Not at all.
Well, I think that's to be sure. This is really going to be a fight on Friday night. Big crowd, lots of excitement. And go to it and let's give them a good licking, fellas.
Yes, sir.
They say all interior design stands on carpeting. When you walk into a room and look down on a wear-dated carpet, that room starts looking up. Wear-dated carpet. If we're not standing behind it, you shouldn't be standing on it.
Continental Products on Bonnie Oaks Drive is committed to service and is the largest in-stock film packaging distributor in the Southeast. Continental Products has qualified professional warehousemen and provides the best service, quality, and competitive pricing possible. Continental Products has with packaging conversion machines and a wide variety of specifically engineered packaging and textile products based on tomorrow's technology today with a large modern fleet. Continental Products now has a new line of packaging containers for the adhesive industry. Continental Products is truly committed to service.
At BASF, we help make carpet more colorful, more durable, more valuable for your home team. At BASF, we don't make the carpet, we make it better.
All right, now in this segment of the Bill Chappell show, we're going to feature the defense. And tonight, we have two linebackers that have played a significant role in the success of the Catamounts this fall. I'll identify them, and incidentally, these are two young men who are on the Chappell show for the first time, but I predict you're going to see each of them many times in the next 2 years, because Kevin Carpenter on the left and Jason High on your right are both juniors. Kevin, I believe you're a good friend of my granddaughter Leah Zeller, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. I thought I'd seen you around before.
Yes.
Well, Kevin, I've been following you since you started playing football, and you're making great strides at linebacker, and I believe you're playing some in too now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jason, you're a big boy and still growing, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're playing linebacker.
Yes.
Jason, tell me about the Catamount defense this year. I think you've really shut down everybody. The first unit has, I think, shut everybody out this year.
Yes, as people were saying, we were supposed to be the weak link of the team, but now they can see that, that we were coming together as a team, like from practice to practice, that we were coming together as a team, shutting people out.
All right, Kevin, Friday night, Southeast had a couple of good backs, and Spence Boy and Johnson, and I think they were held to, under 100 yards, about 76 yards rushing.
Yes, sir.
So how did the defensive unit feel about your performance Friday night?
Well, we were real pleased with our effort. We had good efforts out of our defensive linemen, James Couch, Darby McCamey, and Ron Arnold and Jay Dukes. Our defensive backs had a good game, and Jason, of course, had a good game. So we were real pleased with overall.
And you had a good game as well, so it was a good defensive effort all the way around. Now, next week is another ball game, fellas. Tell me about Murray County, Jason.
Well, I've been looking forward to this game since like Thursday we started practicing in the spring, so I'm really looking forward to this and ready to play since we're playing at Harmon Field anyway, so it's going to be a good game.
All right. Kevin, do you think Harmon Field will hold the crowd?
I hope so.
But it's going to be a lot of interest in this ball game.
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the Lovett game is any indication of the Murray County strength?
No, sir. I don't believe so, because Lovett played an entirely different ball game against us than they did Murray County.
They just didn't appear to be organized and like they obviously were against Murray County Friday night. Well, you've had great careers to this point. You've got a half a season to go, or 2/3 of a season to go in your junior year. I'm really expecting even greater success the remainder of this year and next year. Congratulate you on what you have done, and get ready. Don't take Murray County for granted, and let's have a win Friday night.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, fellas.
His childhood will have so many ups and downs. And these stairs will hold a lot of memories.
Hello, dear.
But you won't find little mementos in the carpet, because carpet of Trevera polyester has stain resistance that won't wear off in heavy traffic. It's built for beauty that lasts.
Eric.
So chances are,
I just don't understand.
your patience will wear thin long before Trevera does.
course, one day he'll find himself. When he does, find him a place of his own. For carpet that can take anything. Well, almost anything. Trevira.
The Oakwood Cafe has been serving the Dalton area with fine food for over 50 years. The Oakwood Cafe is as traditional as Catamount football in the fall. You'll always see your friends and neighbors at the Oakwood, and each Friday from 4:30 till 7:30 you can enjoy a fried chicken buffet with all the trimmings. Sherry and Wayne Metcalf and the folks at the Oakwood Cafe provide the official pregame meal for the Catamounts and coaches. And the DHS varsity cheerleaders call the Oakwood Cafe their second home.
DHS varsity cheerleaders say, go Big Red!
At BASF, we help make carpet more colorful, more durable, more valuable for your home team. At BASF, we don't make the carpet, we make it better.
All right, we're going to go to the game film of last Friday night with Southeast, and to narrate it, on your left is Coach Richard Garrett, on the right, Coach Jim Bennett. Richard, Friday night was a rather solid accomplishment for the Catamounts, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. Offensively, we did, except for the first drive, we probably felt like we should have scored when we had the ball down on their goal line, but they made a pretty good goal line stand, and we didn't execute a few things, but we were, well pleased with what happened. Real good offensive playing, and carried it off real well. So.
Well, I've noticed this year. You working with the receivers.
Yes, sir.
And you have a battery of receivers this year that seem to be ball is being spread around fairly evenly among them.
Yes, sir. We've lucky after last year. We had such a good receiving core, and we just had some boys step in and just take over. Ryan Meningham, John Fordham. Tolly Campbell at tight end, J.T. Finley. So we're really pleased so far this year with them. They've really did a good job.
All right, now Jim, you inherited a similar situation where
Yes.
you had to get a new set of defensive backs.
Right. Bo Hammock was the only one coming back that had been a starter. We have John Fordham, who had played some last year, and Marcel Anderson, who was a tailback last year, and then George Woods, who is a sophomore, who was a linebacker last season. So they've come along real well. It's a good group of kids to work with, and the effort has just been tremendous. We just have been real proud of that, and they've gotten a little bit better every week.
Well, I think those of us that watched John Fordham and Bo Hammock knew what they could do.
Right.
But with George in the secondary and Marcel Anderson, these are really pleasant surprises, aren't they, Jim?
Well, Marcel is got a lot of athletic ability, and he has done a good job, got all the tools, and I said you can see him getting a little bit better every week. George is a very aggressive young man, and when we went to camp, George was still a linebacker, and strong safety we felt like was where we needed to shore that position up, and about 2 days into camp we moved George there, and he's been there ever since. And he's made some mistakes, but when he makes one, it's full speed, and you can't complain about that.
Well, I think that you'll have a chance to watch your boys defending and get some passes this Friday night against Murray. So have your men ready, and let's get a win against Purdy County. But now let's go to the Southeast game film.
We ran a test on our carpet. Actually, we walked it 50,000 foot treads. And we proved that Anso Crush Resistor still looked good because Anso Crush Resistor bounces back. But when you come into the showroom, you may want to bring some test equipment of your own. Anso Crush Resistor, the carpet that bounces back.
The Cope Company's quality comes first. Cope Machinery Company providing precision work with computer-aided manufacturing, giving you the versatility needed for today's manufacturing, including the carpet and carpet-related industries. Cope Brothers Construction, general contractors for all your industrial, mechanical, commercial, and residential construction needs. Cope Pool Builders, quality work building all types of swimming pools, commercial and residential, including full-service maintenance. All major brands, pool equipment, spas, chemicals, and replacement parts. For all your construction, pool, and machinery needs, call the Cope Companies today, 226-0989.
childhood will have so many ups and downs. And these stairs will hold a lot of memories. But you won't find little mementos in the carpet, because carpet of Trevera polyester has stain resistance that won't wear off in heavy traffic. It's built for beauty that lasts.
Eric!
So chances are,
Just don't understand.
your patience will wear thin long before Trevera does. Of course, one day he'll find himself. When he does, find him a place of his own. For carpet that can take anything. Well, almost anything. Trevera.
And Southeast won the toss. They elected to defer, so we're going to receive the ball in the opening kickoff. We get the ball bounced around there, do a pretty good job of getting it back up. I hate to see that happen. And we're going to start here on offense. We're going to have on the line, on the right side, Carroll and Wright at tackling guard, Bagley in the center, Lane Lewis on the left guard, Robinson at left tackle, and Charlie Bethel. We open up here, throwing to John Fordham. McConkey's the quarterback, of course, to John Fordham. Pretty good play. And there's the replay. John just couldn't get away from the defender. He had to turn around and catch the ball, so we've got a good start. Had J.T. Finley in at flanker now. Of course, that's fullback Jeff Green and tailback Ty Macon. Come out here in a little twin set, and Jeff Green again. Jeff had a real good night running the ball, and as you see, he runs pretty hard. That was a good football play for us. Here's Ty Macon on the sweep. Ty is another young man that's been running real hard for us this year, and picks up some good yardage. It's Green again up the middle. We don't get as much as we would have liked to. They did a pretty good job of coming inside. And here's McConkey on the option. We're getting pretty close here, and right here, Ty Macon just doesn't get in. And Southeast made a good goal line stand.
Defensively, we've got them in a hole, and we're doing our best to keep them down there. The first tackle is Jason High. Ron Arnold and Blake Smith do a good job. We have to take the fullback away early. This will be Blake Smith and Kevin Carpenter. This is our second game against the Wishbone football team. We knew we had to stop the fullback. Take a quick kick on third down. We get the ball back for the offense in pretty good field position.
Yeah, we take the ball to 49, our 49, and get started up here. Jeff Green again. Jeff's running real hard. Had some good blocking by Lewis over there. And that's probably not a very good play. That's kind of a misplay. Here's John Fordham. Good catch out here, and the way he caught the ball, he made a real good move to the outside and picked up some positive yards for us. Ty Macon makes a good cut at the beginning and runs real hard. A real good play. Okay, there's Jeff again up through the middle. Doesn't look like much, but that's about 3 or 4 yards. If you can do that every time, you'll be all right. A little bit of pressure there. Let their tackle get through. Benji again. Benji does a real good job when he decides to run the ball. Here's Ty, and it's Ty making. Ty's had a real good game running the ball. Benji there for the score. And of course the extra point is good and off to a good start.
Jay Duke's kicking off for us. Jay's done a really good job this season. Kicks it into the end zone. They come to the fullback again, trying to establish a game, the inside game. That's Kevin Carpenter and Jason High on the tackle. With the fullback again, it's Blake Smith and Jason High. Blake recovered a fumble there.
And it's an incomplete pass. We just barely missed it. We had him behind it, just didn't catch it. Here's Ty making again, and Ty running it very well. That's John Fordham. Little quick pass out there to him. Like to get John the ball. He's real mobile. And there's Ty. That's what you like to see a back do right there in that situation. You keep going towards the goal line. Ty does a good job of hitting people when he's got the ball instead of getting hit. And here's Benji. And score again. And again, the extra point is good by, I think that's Jay Dukes again.
Jay will be kicking off again. Again, it goes in the end zone. So it's 2 kickoffs, and both of them in the zone. They start on the 20. First play was again the fullback. It's Jason High and Ron Arnold on the stop. Pitched the ball on the option. We had a very good pursuit. Craig Cady, Blake Smith, and Jason High. There's a quarter ends, and we're up 14-0. That's Marcel Anderson. Had good position. He was just a little step behind there to break the pass up. Darby McCain and Jason High on the tackle. We knew that we had to be cautious with the pass, and we're giving a little bit too much cushion right now. And Jason High and Heath Patterson on the tackle there. And lose containment. The quarterback's on a scramble. Marcel Anderson on the tackle. Jay Dukes hustling there. Jay lost his helmet on the play. A big response from the crowd there. He was hustling. Heath Patterson and Ron Arnold on the stop. They had a busting play there. It's a big play by Craig Cady. He kept containment. It's a big sack for us there. The Southeast was penalized for the late of the game.
Rick, clock starts on the snap. It is third down.
They're going to go with quick kick again. We've held them. Had 3 good defensive series here. This is Bo Hammock on the return. They did a really good job here. He did a good job blocking. It's George Woods. Really did a good job on transition.
All right. Here we come with the draw, and did pretty good. Jeff Green up the middle again. Jeff just keeps on running. Got to have more than one hit there to stop him. So Here we go. Deep on him, just barely incomplete. Has a pretty good pattern and a pretty good throw, so. Jose Lampley, yeah, he's in there at tailback now. Jose's a pretty big runner and does a fine job. Benji keeping there. There's Jeff Green. There's Matt Eichholz in the game now at tackle. Got Matt back this week. He's played some and did a real fine job. It's a little slant pass. It's actually to Tolly Campbell and our tight end. Tolly had a real good night, both blocking and receiving. So real proud of Tolly this week. Again, Jay Dukes with the kick and puts us up 21-0.
This will be Jay kicking off again for us. Third kickoff in a row into the end zone. So we're starting on the 20. A good hit by Kevin Carpenter here. Didn't lock up, but there's a lot of impact on that. We're coming outside with the option. This is Bo Hammock and Marcel Anderson filling the lane. Real good job. Fullback again. We knew he was probably their best runner. That was
Johnson.
Belly again. So Kevin Carpenter, Jason Howell. Quarterback sack here is Jay Dukes. Jay's extremely quick inside. We're able to play him in situations. He does a good job for us. Halfback pass. Again, we were trying to keep him from getting a big play, and we bent some on defense, but we didn't give up the big play. Try the halfback pass again. Greg Cady causes a fumble. But it went out of bounds, so it's still their ball. So we were ready for it that time. Passing situation, we did a very good rush. It's Darby McCamey, Robbie Robertson, Jason Howell on the sack. Jason Hine, Robbie Robertson, there was a very good play. He got in a punt situation. They were penalized here. They're going to punt to us because of the punting game we had.
That was against us.
Against us.
Yeah, I think Jay Dukes got called for that.
Because the job John Fordham did returning punts last week, they punted away from John. Try to keep. And at halftime, we're ahead 21-0. As we'll return in just a minute with a word from our sponsor.
We'll be right back with the Bill Chappell Show.
Your friends and neighbors at Dalton Whitfield Bank and Trust invite you to call or come by and talk to one of our friendly account representatives about our full range of deposit and loan services at competitive rates. There's no service charge for regular checking accounts maintaining an average balance of $500 in your checking account, and no service charge for Classic Club checking accounts for people 50 years of age or older. There's no limit on the number of checks you write, no charge for ATM transactions, plus checks and deposit tickets are returned to you with your monthly statement. So come on in, and while you're at Dalton Whitfield Bank and Trust, discover how easy and convenient it is to have your Social Security or payroll check deposited directly into your account at Dalton Whitfield Bank and Trust. For more information about our services, call 226-1500. That's 226-1500. Or come by Dalton Whitfield Bank and Trust on the corner of Thornton and Morris Street. Dalton Whitfield Bank and Trust, what you want a bank to be. Member FDIC.
That's Mommy's little sweetheart.
Now there's a new stain mask foot traffic like never before. New Stainmaster Extra Life. Only from DuPont.
At Carpets of Dalton, we're rebuilding. That's right, we're rebuilding our galleries and our furniture showroom, but don't wait on a new showroom.
We have thousands of square feet of quality name brand furniture with new orders arriving daily.
So during our warehouse showroom sale, you can save on floor samples and all the custom orders.
So for quality and value, don't forget
Carpets of Dalton, exit 135, under the big sign in Dalton, Georgia.
Now back to the Bill Chappell Show on TV6.
We're back for the second half kickoff. Jay Dukes will be kicking to southeast. We get real good coverage on this kick. You'll see Ricky Hammontree goes down and takes out the blockers. Does a good job, and Brian McDaniel will come in and make the tackle. There's Ricky coming through and Brian making the hit. There's very good coverage on our kickoff team. Second half comes out a little bit sloppy. Got a couple of illegal procedure calls here. First play against the fullback. This will be Bo Hammett making the hit. He was a very good running back.
We got a center standing him up. Center standing him
We
up.
felt like going into the ball game, if we could stop him, then we'd be able to control it.
At the chop block, here.
Our linemen were complaining all night about being chopped, and the officials finally called it there. This is the third phase of the triple option. They pitched it. You had people all around it. This is George Woods and John Ford knocking out of bounds. We just, we didn't play it as well as we should have. We were offside. The option again. It's Marcel Anderson, Bo Hammett on the tackle. Good lick by Marcel. Big play here is Darby McCamey meeting the fullback in the hole. Good tackle. This will be Darby again. Darby calls the fumble, bounce back up in the quarterback's hand. Darby played a real good ball game for us. Punting to us. This will be Ryan Meningham on the return.
We get the ball back to 26. Come back to Ty Macon. Again, Ty made a good cut there and run through some tackles. Had a little bobble, and they say he was down before he threw it, so we're going to have to bring him back. And, here we go. Little quick pass, and Ryan Meningham. Come back again to Tolly Campbell. Real good catch there. Come back with Jeff. Jeff does a good job all night long. Got a little incomplete pass out of the slant. And just didn't get up to him. Here goes Benji again. Benji's a pretty dangerous runner. He kind of deceptive, and he runs the option well. There's Benji again on the option. That's Ryan, and gets back on the ball. Ty Macon. Ty sure does run the ball hard. I tell you what, he gets better every game. As Coach was saying about Marcel, I think Ty is doing the same thing on offense. And here's Jeff for the touchdown. pretty good drive. The line I'm talking about, did a real good job there of wiping everything down inside. The kick.
And Jay Duke's kicking again. This will be Jay kicking off. Yeah, kickoff team does a very good job covering them. They bobble the ball, and we kind of get bunched up, and let them break outside. This will be Brian McDaniel and Blake Smith making the tackle. Come back on his first play. Really good stop by Jason Hine. Ron Arnold. Come back with a slant again, and Marcel was within probably a split second make an interception there.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a dead ball and false start.
Really good pass rush. James Couch caused a fumble here, and I believe Craig Cady recovered. We've had a good pass rush all season. Really good effort there.
Okay, Jeff Green again. There's Benji. I need to get the ball in right there somehow. And that's how you do it right there. Good play.
Jay
Dukes again. And Jay does a real good job with our kicking game.
Kickoff is in the end zone again. I believe that's the fourth one in this game for. And good penetration by Blake Smith there, Heath Patterson, Robbie Robinson on the tackle. But penetration by the nose man kept that from being a good play for him. Option, pitch, get good pursuit. A lot of folks out there on the corner take it away. George Woods over on the tackle. On the option again. We're doing a good job playing it right now. We're bending a little bit, but we haven't broke yet. Good hit by Jason High inside. Keith Carroll's in that linebacker now also. Good effort by their back coming in pile. George Woods and Robbie Robertson on the tackle. Thought it had him stopped and he came out of there. Craig Cady and Heath Carroll on the tackle. Bo Hammock and Marcel Anderson on the play there, stopping the pitch on the option. Screen pass. George Woods and Robbie Robertson and John Fordham there on the tackle. They'll be punting to us. Ryan Minningham on the return. Ryan does a good job returning the ball and fumble right at the end. They recover. Got a good play and then turn it right back over to him. Real good pursuit, turning the sweep inside. It's Marcel Anderson and Jason High and Robbie Robertson hustling in there. Good pass rush. Craig Cady turn him inside and cause him to throw it quickly and an incomplete pass. Good tackle from Jason High. 4th down play. Marshall Anderson and Jason High on the tackle. We take over on down.
There's Ricky Ametry in at quarterback now, and Jose Lamprey at tailback. Brian Cunningham in there at the fullback position. Have a lot of new faces. These young men doing a real good job this year, getting to play a lot and getting that game experience. So we're real proud of people in the game right now. They do an excellent job. This is Brian Cunningham, and we moved the ball a little bit here on them. Bernard Ragland in the ball game now at tailback. Again, we go to Cunningham with the trap play. Charmaine Goins leading the way in there. Here's Bernard Ragland again. Bernard gives you a real good second effort and gets a few extra yards there. There's Cunningham again. Shane Shelton's at quarterback there at the last play. So that's how it ended up, 35-0.
We ran a test on our carpet. Actually, we walked it, 50,000 foot treads. And we proved that Anso Crush Resistor still looked good because Anso Crush Resistor bounces back. But when you come into the showroom, you may want to bring some test equipment of your own. Anso Crush Resistor, the carpet that bounces back.
In Augusta, a new pickup helped the Dixons turn weekend projects into profits. In Carrollton, we helped the Mitchells put down roots in their neighborhood. And in Albany, a hatchback allowed Deborah Carver's son to start college with more than just new towels. Nations Bank loan specialists have helped people all across Georgia with car loans, loan refinancing, and loans for home improvements. Come see how Nations Bank can give you the power to make a difference in your life.
Hello, Danny Taylor here for Cosby Ford Mercury. Cosby Ford Mercury has a large inventory of fine, low-mileage, late-model trade-ins and Ford program cars to choose from that won't squeeze your budget. And at Cosby Ford Mercury, all their frontline used cars are backed with a Ford factory warranty. Cosby Ford Mercury, 27 North in Lafayette, Georgia. Discover the Cosby difference and hang in there.
All right, Coach. This is another big game, as you said in the paper. I saw that the next game is your biggest game, and so the next game is Murray County. So I guess this is our biggest game right now.
This is the biggest game on our schedule. You know, the reason I feel that way, Erwin, is because I hate to be a team of peaks and valleys. I hate to point for any one football game, and in doing that, you may overlook somebody else. You've got to always respect your opponent, whoever you're fixing to play. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You've got to respect your opponent, and you've got to play that opponent as if that's the most important game on your schedule. And it is, because you've got to win that one, or it's going to mess your schedule up completely. A perfect example is Lovett and Murray County. I looked at the tape, and I've looked at all 3 tapes now, of Murray County playing Adairsville, Murray County playing Gainesville, and Murray County playing Lovett. And Murray County did not play the kind of games they had been playing on those others, because I'm sure they're human beings, and they looked at our score with Lovett, and they said, well, this won't be anything, and they didn't take it serious. And Lovett has improved. They didn't stop Lombard at all, or not enough anyway. And
He had almost 200 yards, I think.
Well, he looked good. He looked real good. And I thought he looked real bad against us. So they just weren't the same football team, and it won't be the same team that played Lovett that'll play Dalton.
That's right.
And that's the reason I say those things, that the game you're fixing to play is the most important game on your schedule, and you just have to, you just got to get your mindset to that and go on. And I've said numerous times, it wouldn't matter if we're getting ready to play our junior high team. You can't underestimate them. Yeah, that's a crazy game. You fumble that ball, or all kind of silly things can happen, penalties, and you end up beating yourself more often than you get beat anyway, if you're really honest about it. If you really grade your films right, you'll see that through your own mistakes, you lose more games than the opponent beats you. So we got to get ourselves mentally ready to play every game. You get up real high for one particular team, then the next week you're going to be down. It's only natural.
Well, Coach, I don't know about this week with the boys, but there's enough on there that had played Murray several years to know that you could not take Murray County any year for granted, in particular this year.
No, not at all.
They're defending region champions, and they've got quality players on that team.
They got a good football team. Good football team. The best team didn't win against the Murray-Lovett game. The best team did not win. But in a way, I wish Murray had beaten them bad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now they'll be in an angry mood when they come over here. But we just have to get in an angry mood ourselves.
All right. Well, let's do that Friday night, and at the end of Friday, let's look at it and say, well, we were the best team Friday night.
I certainly hope so.
Go get them Friday, Coach.
Good.